Hubert Lee, the
Mr. Rich,
webinar has begun.
yes, welcome to the mastermind. Unfortunately, you're a little under the weather. Is that true?
This is true, man. I got out of bed to do this call. I'm going back to bed after this call. The crud, the thing, whatever. I've got four people I know with walking pneumonia, two grandkids completely down. I think that's where I got it. And man, anybody that gets this thing, please take the day off, go to sleep. I only got out of bed for you guys because I love you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be out of bed. So I'm going back
Thank
to
you.
bed right after this too.
Thank you for making it. It's unfortunate that you're not feeling well, but I do have a dad joke about being sick to make you feel better.
Oh, it's okay. What's that?
Okay, so originally, why did the doctor carry a red pen? Why
I
did the doctor carry a
have
red pen?
no
In
idea.
case he needed to draw blood.
Okay. Now, is your AI thing set up on your camera right now?
Here's my eight. Let me see. Let me see. If I go like this, no,
It's not set up at the moment.
doesn't
Man, you got
work.
to set that up to show everybody what you're doing because it was super.
It's supposed to zoom in and out. I have a new webcam and it's supposed to zoom in and out. The last time I used my new webcam, it didn't work. So much for the new technology.
Hey, man, Mike Paul says, do you have the ob spot? Yeah, that's exactly what he has.
That's
And
exactly
it's
what I
not
have, but
working. But it was
but
really
mine is
cool when you demoed it, man. When you demoed it, I was like, that's really cool, man. I love that.
yeah. It's
Hey,
so it's supposed to pick up like gestures that I make to control the camera. The issue, though, of course, is that when you're on camera and other people are watching you and you're making gang signs, people are wondering what's going on.
Hey, Mike, is yours working? Does yours do that stuff? Because if it is, we're going to pull you up on stage so you can show people that you know how to set up a camera. And obviously, Hubert doesn't. Just let us know.
Yeah, Mike said
Sometimes,
yeah,
but I
it
don't
says
have it
work.
set up. Okay, come on. All right, you techie people need to get it together. Okay, Hubert, Mike, get it together over here.
All right, so let's
Oh my
enough
God.
with the nonsense. Let's jump in. Welcome everybody. If this is your first time to an open house, once a month we invite the larger audience to come and audit our marketing masterminds. So originally and myself, Hubert, we lead the community uh, through the basics of not only limbic messaging, but also how to use AI to really enhance and make that productive. So if anybody wants to volunteer for a hot seat, we can do that. Originally, you had a point?
I want to know
Yes.
if anybody has been using AI in some way or another for their Christmas shopping. Because you know how much Christmas shopping I've done? Do you know how many things I have acquired to this date, being now the 4th of December, for all the people that I need to take care of?
Right.
I bet you guessed. Zero. Zippity doodah. Not one thing have I done. And my wife is out there, and there's gifts showing up under the tree. We have a tree downstairs and a tree upstairs. There's gifts in both places. A lot of them are for me. I'm like, okay, I need to go to my mastermind and say, who's using AI to figure out what to do for Christmas? Because I am way behind. Just
All
saying.
right. So I happen okay. Prior to being immersed in the world of entrepreneurs and small business owners, originally noticed this, but I don't know if many other people know this. So I was a corporate lackey for many, many years. Okay. And one thing that I did get very good at originally is corporate gift giving. Okay, so
Okay.
there's like an art to it. Okay, so I just want to share this in the mastermind because we kind of share all of our tips. So recently, originally, we wanted to welcome a new client, and the idea was to do gift giving, right? And so let me tell two quick stories here. We sent our videographer, Federico, out in the field to capture some video on a new dental client. Okay. And as a team, we were trying to brainstorm, oh, what should he bring as a gift? One guy was on our team was saying, oh, there's these great toffees, this, that, and the other thing. And it got very, very involved. And I said, listen, guys, this is a business meeting. I said, what time is the meeting? And he said, at the 9 o'clock when business opens. So I said, this is a no-brainer. Anybody in a corporation can tell you this, Richly. Where are you? And they said, down south somewhere. I said, this makes it even super easier. On the way to the meeting, go and stop at Krispy Kreme, get a couple of dozen donuts, get a box of coffee, and show up and say, "Hey, I'm Federico, welcome, blah, 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 whatever." And instantly you're going to be a big hit. There was skepticism. What happened originally?
Awesome. They loved it. They were like, this guy's great. And by the way, this is our, besides Ridgely speaking on stage to get the gig, this was the first time our team personally interacted with their team, and our team showed up with a box of coffee and 2 dozen donuts.
Exactly. And it's not a big deal, but you got to build that into the whole thing. When we had this client meeting, I brought up, what are we going to bring? And everybody was like, what do you mean, what are we going to bring? I said, you got to bring something, right? So it's like, you got to do this kind of stuff. Now, we're welcoming another client. Ridgely and I, after we sold the engagement, we were wondering, oh gosh, this guy's super hard to shop for. He's kind of like a 1%er type of guy. What do we do? And I said, I
And
got it.
he's in total health nut, complete
Yes.
freakazoid in shape, amazing kind of guy. So
Right.
donuts,
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't do that. So then I said, okay. So I said, team, I got this. During the meeting, I was, me, I'm always a little goofy, right? I'm always kind of catching up on my coffee. So I was drinking from my, Yeti mug. And then, so during the meeting, he commented originally on, oh, you have a Yeti. And then he started reaching for his. So I knew that he was a Yeti guy. Okay. And then our conversation was about branding. This is like a client gifted this to me. Okay. And in turn, I'll tell you what happened. But when you get somebody a Yeti, you're not expressing that, oh, this is like the ultimate tumbler that costs $100 or whatever. It's like, oh, the premium brand in this space is good enough for you, my client or my vendor or whatever, right? So I said to originally, let's find a high-end Yeti product, send it to him. But Ridgely then cleverly said, oh, no, no, let's personalize it even further. And so we started looking at the Yeti catalog, and one of our team members said, oh, a dog bowl. And Ridgely, what did you do? You went and found out if his dog was still around.
No, so what happened was, credit to our team member, said I went on social media and I found out that they have a dog named Coda. And I'm like, wait, okay, well, let's just make sure social media is old. So I popped a quick message to the client. Hey, Coda's still around? Like totally nonchalant, like nothing. Yep, Coda's still here. Sent me a selfie with the dog.
Right.
So now we knew the dog was still there. And we had the Yeti dog bowl that we now personalized with Coda. And then now we have this really cool gift for Federico, our film guy, to show up for the in-person intro meeting with this dude, and wait. He's got a 13-year-old daughter that loves that dog. So not only are we ingratiating ourselves with the client, smart to do, we're also ingratiating ourselves with the family that's involved with the dog. Super cool.
Yes. And now how it's working is because we're leeching off the premium branding of this product. Okay. So not everybody has a $75 dog bowl that has on one side the dog's name on it and on the other side, the Yeti brand on it. Right. And it's the statement that you're trying to make. Yeti spent billions of dollars building their brand. They're the market leader in luxury, these types of things, coolers and all of this stuff. If you want to buy an $800 cooler, be my guest. If you want to make a big impact on the fact that this is an $800 cooler, that's, the bigger thing. So this is actually a branding discussion. You're leeching off the branding effect that, when you do the corporate gift giving thing. So originally there's a whole art and science to this.
Yeah, exactly. And oh, by the way, this is an AI mastermind. Pay attention. Go on Perplexity. What could I do that would really say help my clients think of us as different? Here are some of the things my client likes. Ask the question, or on
Exactly.
ChatGPT, or use our tools. Just think, how can the tool help me make my job easier? Now, of course, I just came up with this idea about the Christmas shopping right on this mastermind because I know I've done absolutely zero and I'm beginning to stress out about it like I do every year. Have I gone on Perplexity and asked this question or on ChatGPT yet? No. But in the
No.
process of being in this mastermind, it occurred to me that I should be doing that too, right? Like cobbler's shoes
Right.
here, Hubert.
Exactly. And just a tip about the way to use this thing. When you go in Perplexity or ChatGPT or anywhere and say, oh, what do I get as a gift for my brother-in-law. You don't say that. You say, give me a list of the most popular bro type gifts these days for young men in their 30s or whatever. Or my brother-in-law is a hipster. What would he think is a really cool gift? Then you're gonna see that like hipsters dig this like you know patina type thing. So you're not gonna get like a normal flask that just looks normal like this. You're gonna get one that's purposely all like beat up and vintagey looking and all of that. And prior to that investigation, you didn't even know that like, bro gifts are a thing, right? Or that hipster gifts are a thing. But this is how you learn that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, if you've been in a relationship for a long time, it can be as, hey, I've been with my wife for 20 years. We have a great relationship. She's this kind of person, this and this and this. I'm really trying to find something special for her for Christmas. The price range is this. I'd like to
Yeah.
actually make it into, two parts. I mean, you can really get in there and ask the questions. And we have this tool. But by the way, Hubert, I feel already way better. Just to let you know, because
There you
I,
go.
I was completely like, man, it's Christmas again. Oh my God, got to figure all this stuff out again. Oh my God. But now I just feel like, wait a second, I got this tool I can use. I'm good. I'm gonna find out like 4 or 5 things that are super cool. Bam, be out one weekend braving the mall. Hate the mall, by the way. I am not a mall guy at all. Don't like the mall. No. But braving it for the 3 hours to get this thing done, boom, I'm good.
There you go. All right. So last
You know how
point
much
of
money, Hubert, do you know how much money the average person is spending at Christmas?
how much?
I was shocked. I had no idea it would be this much.
It's going
No,
to be a
obviously
high
that's
number.
high end and low end, but what do you think it is?
I don't
Anybody
know.
weigh in on the chat? What do you think? What do you think average people are spending, average family in the US? Mike Paul is very close, by the way. First guess. Who else wants to take a guess? Close to
This
Mike.
is like total budget for everybody's gifts.
Budget for the Christmas.
Yeah, I was gonna say a couple of $1,000. I would say $2,000, but I see Mike said 1,100. It's probably lower than my number, but
$1,400. That's the number.
okay. Okay.
$1,400. I was like, really? People are spending $1,400 on a bunch of crap that hardly anybody. I'm not going to go there with a materialistic thing. Some people have cool gifts. Some people are very thoughtful at Christmas. Me, I'm like this. I'm like, listen, guys, I like wine, I like socks, and I like spices. If you give me wine, socks, or spices, I'm good. You don't even
There
have to
you
worry
go.
about anything else. Just say it. How about
Toffee
you,
Horse.
Hubert? Do you do that at all?
Just go into the chat for a second. Toffee Horse, I love your handle there. Toffee Horse says for everyone's gifts. So originally, I think that number 1,400 is probably like a family's budget, right? So I
That's
think
what I
that
think.
is
Yeah.
okay.
Average family spending.
Okay, Mike says I spend that on AI subscriptions and all. That's funny.
Hey,
All
Mike,
right, so
so do we, bro. Okay.
yeah. All right, so as a matter of fact, I got to show you a couple of things, but before I do, let me just say one last thing about Ridgely's idea about using AI for gift giving ideas. Ridgely, afterwards, don't admit that you did that.
Right.
All right, let me share my screen, my incredibly messy screen, and tell you, don't forget some of the basics of using AI. Okay, so I use AI for every little mundane thing. You guys see my Excel spreadsheet here, right? So here's the thing. I had a list of keywords here that I needed to append the phrase Bowling Green KY to the end of it. Okay. So all I do is I copy this, I go over to Chat GPT and I say append the words Bowling Green KY to these words. And then I paste and it comes out as a list. And then I copy this list right out of here like this. I copy it and I go back here and I paste it here. And that's how it comes here. And then you're saying, oh yeah, Hubert, that's only 20 times. I could have typed Bowling Green KY 20 times or copy and paste it. No big deal. Okay, fine. But what happens when you start getting like a list of 100 things, right? And so originally we fly high with all kinds of AI techniques and stuff like that. But the grunt work of things like formatting data or helping you write formulas in your spreadsheets or whatever, use AI for it because it's like every minute counts. And back in my corporate days, we used to kid around and say, "Oh, nothing takes less than an hour." Right? So in a day at work in a corporation, you could probably manage like 8 things because if you're there 8 hours, right? But now with AI and the productivity increase, maybe you can do 2 or 3 things or 4 things in an hour. So suddenly your productivity, really rockets, right? So I wanted to
Yeah,
share that with you.
and let me just jump in with another one similar to that, right? So, you guys hear us talk a lot about dentists. Why is that? Because they are the majority of our clients. In fact, we love dentists. Dentists are absolutely great. We want to have as many as we can that are elite dentists to serve. So, when we get a dentist that comes in that is a little different, you say, okay, the keywords that they're looking for might also be very different. And you could make it complicated, or we could make it not so complicated. And I go over to Chat GPT, and this particular dentist that we're talking about is a very concierge white glove dentist. So to Hubert's point, you could say something like, "You are a direct response copywriter, and you don't have to spell things correctly, it doesn't matter, and need to come up with words that are like, quote, concierge, VIP, white glove, destination for a new dentist client who handles high end people only in a unique way." Right? Now you have all this way written, and then you give the instruction. Give me 20 options. Boom. And now look, yes, of course, we're going to uh, do the research and figure out the keyword, but look at this: elite, tailored, premier, exclusive, prestige, custom craft, 5 star, first class, artisan, impeccable. If one of these resonates, does everybody get that if one of these is the one that resonates with the client, you're a genius, right? Maybe you forgot 5 star. That might have been one that I might have forgotten because I came up with white glove, concierge, VIP, da da. Boutique, that's another word that is key. And one of these words, one of these tailored, you never know what's going to resonate with the client. And one of the things that is really important to understand about client management is that, of course, you have your best practices, but then you also have the taste of the client. And to a certain extent, please remember this: if the client likes green, I love green. If the client likes blue, blue is awesome. If the client loves orange, I think orange is amazing. Why? Because while the client is not always right, the client is always the client, right? I learned that a long, long time ago. They could be dead wrong, but if they're insistent on something and they're paying the bill, I'm okay with that in the
Yeah.
service business. Now, in other businesses, not so much. But if you're in a service industry like we are, serving lots of clients, then I think that's a cool thing. And you can use AI before we have tools out the yin yang. Like Mike was saying, I spend $1,100 on AI stuff. You have no idea how much money we spend on the stuff, Mike. I'm telling you, it's a lot more than $1,100. But we have these crazy tools that track things and do research and analytics and all kinds of stuff like that. Rather than make it super complicated, let's go on AI first. Let's find some things that we want to feed into the tools that we have, right, Hubert? I mean, the more we put in, the better our input, the better our output is also going to be.
Yes, for sure. And I want to dive into some best practices about that for our marketing messaging. But before I do that, let me also share my screen again. And so I just said keep AI in mind for the simple grunt work type stuff, right? But also, my next point is look for AI functionality that appears in your current tool set. Like for example, okay, so Ridgely and I have managed for a dozen years now, the chiropractic um, uh, event management type of thing, and we now have seen over the last 10 years what a difference the tool set can be in terms of fulfilling our engagement. So see this panel here, I'm just going to do this as an illustration. I am going to, let's say you use Photoshop. Okay, not everybody does, but let's say you do. Okay, and you want to update an image, right? So I'm just gonna, you saw what I did. I copied and I pasted an image. Now, let's say I want to make some quick edits. Let's say the client tells me, oh, this person here on stage, it's a little hard to see her, but she's not part of our organization anymore. We need to remove her, right? So you simply take advantage of the AI type functionality. This is, in the latest version of Photoshop. And if you don't keep updating your tool sets, you'll miss out on these built-in AI functionalities, right? And so I highlighted the area, and I'm just going to say here, remove the person, right? And then you hit generate. And so prior to this, you needed to be a pretty skilled Photoshop user to remove, that. Like, we have people that are very good at that. So now that instantly didn't. The person is now out of here, and the AI gives you 3 versions that you can toggle back and forth and see which one you like. Okay, so I like the first one, so that's fine. So there you go. Right now, though, let's say you want to do something further that would be even harder. So in this space now here, let's say right here, you can say something like add how do you spell silhouette originally?
Silhouette.
SIL, silhouette of speakers on stage, right? And so let me hit generate, and it's going to crank away. And so prior to this kind of functionality, I wouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff myself because I'm not super skilled in Photoshop. But because it's now there, okay, so that obviously was a fail. Let me just, oh, you know what? Look, Ridgely, it said speakers. It's interpreting that as audio speakers. Instead of speakers on stage, I'm going to say people on stage and try to
It's
generate.
going to work.
Now, the point of all of this, by the way, is to point out that your existing tools are coming up all the time with the latest versions that have the built-in AI. Now, originally, look what it did. It now had like people on stage, right? And so maybe this thing is not a musical venue and this guy with the guitar is not there. But the point is that it gets you a lot of the way there to, helping you with the tool set. So what I wanted to encourage everybody is keep an eye on your current non-AI tools and look at the AI functionality that every tool maker is putting into their products. So you'll be amazed. And especially ones that are free. Google Workspace, when you do the Google Docs originally, there's a whole host of AI functionality in there that's just built in, and everybody should take advantage of that.
For sure. Absolutely. And it's only going to get more powerful. So the sooner you get used to using this as a tool, the more efficient you become. I don't know if this is possible, but if you think back to the days, there was this weird thing called a fax machine. It's like so bizarre, right? That there used to be this fax machine, but it's kind of like the same thing of thinking about 8-track tapes that my kids have never heard of, that moved to cassette tapes that are no longer visible anywhere, that moved to CDs that are completely obsolete at this point, that moved to downloads that, etc. It's the same thing. There are people who missed out on using 8-track tapes. So they missed out on a lot of music. And then there are people who probably never saw a cassette. I don't know who that is, but whatever. Um, and what I'm saying is that you absolutely, the more you use these things that are coming up, the more they become part of your daily routine, the more effective you become, the more efficient you become, the quicker you can get stuff done. leaving time to go to yoga because the problem with stretching is that you can't AI it. If you don't stretch, you get stiff. And if you do stretch, well, so use AI to figure out stuff quicker so you have time to go to yoga and stretch.
Yeah,
Okay. All right,
right.
where are we going here?
Okay, so let me bring this back to the idea of, well, actually, let me answer this in the chat. So Folashade asks, is ChatGPT 01 better than 4.0? So 01, one of the latest models, is great for like calculations and science and complex calculations and that sort of thing. So if you're analyzing spreadsheets or whatever, definitely you want to do that. But the previous model, 4.0, I encourage everybody, especially in our space here where we're creating marketing messaging, has just couple of weeks ago introduced a tweak to it that made the creative writing aspects even more, compelling. And so some of the marketing messaging originally that our clients have been doing have been markedly been improved because of this recent tweak to 4.0.
And let me just share with everybody something that I want you to comment on here because I might be wrong about this stuff. You're like a wizard at this. Why did Chat GPT 4.0 suddenly get much better? Because the competition forced it to make it better. Here's what I mean by that. In the copywriting space that I spend a lot of time in, I belong to these masterminds. I hear a lot of the very greatest and personal friends with some of the great copywriters alive today, like Stephen George, and others. Um, there was a time when out of nowhere came this Claude. And Claude was quickly touted by the copywriters as being better at creating copy than ChatGPT 4.0. So what do you think happens when that happens on the inside of OpenAI with Sam Altman, who has unlimited money at his disposal to do whatever the hell he wants? What do you think is going to happen if somebody comes out and says, "Oh, your competition's better than you"? I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to sink a gazillion dollars into catching up to those people and making it so that their tool is as good or close or better than the other tool. And that's what happened. And now ChatGPT 4.0 has done a lot to catch up to what was a little bit of a market edge that Claude has. Now, here's my point. As long as you're in the space of dealing with a Claude, a Gemini, a Bard, a ChatGPT, the leaders in the industry, this level of competition is going to continue to up the caliber of the output on an ongoing basis. And therefore, my suggestion to you is master the tool you like to use and stay on top of all of the upgrades, like learning what happens, the difference between ChatGPT 4.0 versus ChatGPT, the new version that Hubert just mentioned that I'd never heard of, right? That stay on top of that stuff, master your current tool, and you're going to do just fine. For people who are in the business, in the regular business space. If you're a graphic artist, I get it. You got to see whether Midjourney is better than whatever, etc. But if you're in mainstream business, running a company, learn one of the major tools and stay on top of that through this mastermind or otherwise, and you're going to do very well. Any comments on that, Huey?
Yes, no, for sure. And you don't personally have to be, spending every day reading AI newsletters. You need to join, if not this mastermind, some other group where you are able to tap into other people who's, keeping on the cutting edge, right? So originally, no joke, attending a couple of meetings with us will catch you up in no time up to like what you really need to know. Because it's one thing for you to try to sift through everything yourself, and it's another thing to find a community that's trying to do things that you're doing, such as marketing your business and improving your marketing messaging, and then learning like what's important and what's not and what's going on with AI.
For sure, 100%. That's exactly what I'm gonna
Yes.
say. So it's not a matter of which one is the best one. It's more about what are you doing to stay on top of one of these and using this in your common space on an ongoing basis. By the way, I mean, A lot of times around the holidays, people start talking about, hey, what are you doing next year? Where are you going on vacation? What does that look like? Do you get how much easier it is to plan a vacation than before AI? Do you get that you can literally say, oh, we're interested in going to Mexico. Give us the top 20 destinations that are closest to insert geographic area, that have easy access to airports, that are completely safe, that are away from the, gangs and whatever, et cetera. Uh, Great. Hit. Perfect. Okay. Of these, which are the top four that are the best for kids under the age of 10 that have kids programs that enable adults to be able to do whatever the heck they want to do all day long while the kids are in the kids program where they'd rather be than be with us anyway because it's more interesting and they're around their peers, et cetera. Cool. Give us a travel list of all the things we should remember in going to that destination, given in mind that we're, fair skin, dark skin, light skin, and we need these types of things and da 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 da. And we also love to snack and yada yada. I mean, you could do that in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you have all these things and think about when you, as a person coming to this mastermind, show up to talk to your family members and you pass out a little sheet with, hey, I've done a little bit of research on this. And I thought that these things might influence where we want to go this year, what it looks like. I'm like, you're a genius. You're like, what? How'd you do all that? Oh, I just took a little time and got online and then you come across as some wizard, right? Just say it. There's so many ways in our daily lives that we can be using this. And as we're rolling into the holidays, let's take advantage of that.
Yes, for
I
sure.
found out yesterday, Huberly,
Yes.
that the French Laundry is has consistently been in the top 5 restaurants in the United States of America for the last 20 years. It
Okay.
is not a place to go if you're budget conscious at all. Like it's like in the insane department where you have to, check that off as an experience because the cost is so stupid that you're like, what do you mean it's $350 a person to have dinner there? No, because it is. Um, but the French Laundry took the time to figure out how to make gluten-free flour. So me being a gluten-free guy who says like most gluten-free bread just tastes like cardboard, man. I miss those days of a big old like, or the gravy with the gluten. Yeah. No, they figured out how to do that. Now, crazy as that sounds, what if you were looking for a gluten-free family member something incredibly unique? Well, guess what? You can order the gluten-free flour from one of the best restaurants in the United States as a Christmas gift and send it to them.
There you go.
Just
Exactly.
saying. Find out
All
how this
right.
through AI.
All
No,
right. So
no,
originally, I now want to share, like, everybody is going to say, oh, you guys have been talking about basic stuff, blah, 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 whatever. That's nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give us some, like, real meat. Okay. So originally, I'm going to spill the beans. I know this is an open house session. And so some of these beans are kind of precious to us, but I'm just going to spill the beans. Okay,
okay.
originally? This
Yep.
involves, this involves the magic of limbic messaging and how to get AI to easily create limbic messaging for your own website. Okay, so this is kind of like the secret sauce, and I'm just gonna like spill the beans on this open session. So I'm gonna share my screen first, and then ask you a couple of questions. So I randomly pulled up a dental website. We have nothing to do with this dental website other than I'm in Suffolk County, and I Googled, you know, dentist, and this came up. Okay, so I just wanted to look at this section. This all your dental needs under one roof, blah blah blah. Rather mundane. We're your local, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, so now originally.
So let me just talk about for a second, real quick, before you go further,
Yes.
why this is bogus. Number one, all your dental needs under one roof is just a statement of fact. There is nothing that motivates anybody to take action other than go, oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Number
Yes.
two, the next thing they
Oh
do
no,
is,
no, but originally, aren't most dentists not under a roof? What
yeah,
if it rains? What if it rains?
right? The next thing it says, the smileless dentist is your local neighborhood. The first thing they do is start talking about themselves as opposed to focusing on the patient or the client. Like the smileless dentist is your local neighborhood, blah, 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 could easily say, you want somebody in your neighborhood and go from there. So I'll shut up now, but go ahead, Huey.
Yes. So
This is
now,
bad on everything.
yes. So originally is on point here because the principles of what to do here has nothing to do with AI. We're going to show you how to do it with AI. But what Ridgely is talking about is improving the text in several ways. What Ridgely just talked about is the concept of making it you-centric, right? Centric to the prospective patient. So that's super important. The other aspect, the main aspect, and what we concentrate and teach a lot in this mastermind is how to make this piece of text right here emotionally resonating with the reader. Okay, we call that limbic messaging. So I'm going to ask Ridgely for a 30-second definition of what limbic messaging is, how it works in the brain, how this is biology based. So Ridgely, give us a 30-second version of limbic messaging.
Okay, so if you look at a cross section of the brain from above, Hubert has a nice bald head. It'd be easy for him to do. I have a scrappy hair that doesn't look any good, so I'm better with a ball cap on, right? Around the perimeter of the head, you have what's called the neocortex or thinking brain. The thinking brain is responsible for logic, data, information, features, benefits, words, speech, and language. The fact that we understand each other right now is because of the thinking brain, obviously important. However, decisions are not made in the thinking brain. Decisions are made in the feeling or limbic brain, which is at the heart of the brain. So we always go like this, at the heart of the brain. Decisions are made based on emotions, and then they are justified with logic. So you want messaging that targets the decision-making brain. You want to invite people into a thought, into a belief, into a way of being that resonates with them so that they nod their head yes in your favor. And I'll let you pull up this example. I got another one after you.
Okay, great. Now, let me share my screen again, and we're going to demonstrate how we would turn this rather prosaic piece of, copy on a section of a website into a more limbic focused thing. Ridgely talked about hitting them with an impactful statement, right? We call that a limbic message. So Ridgely, let's tell the good folks how there are three formats of a limbic message.
Well, there are actually more than three formats, but there are three that are really easy to use. One is we believe in something. So you're inviting people into that belief. We believe in long-term relationships. If they believe in that, they're right there with you. The second one is because something matters, like because your success matters, because the environment matters, because community matters, whatever. Again, an invitation into a thought. People go like this, that's right. The environment does matter. And the third one that's easy to use is you deserve statements. You deserve to be heard. That's right. I do deserve to be heard. And then that kind of connection causes somebody to have a trust that is created immediately that leads them to make a decision in your favor.
And on this web panel right here, where would that limbic messaging headline go?
At the top of before anything. So you
Yes,
want all your
in
dental
place
needs
of
under one
right,
roof.
exactly. All right,
And
so
it's
originally,
easy to do, but you're going to demonstrate it, so I'll let you do it.
yes. So here's where we spill the beans. Okay, originally. So ordinarily before AI, we would sit around and we would kick around ideas for limbic messaging and blah 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 and whatever. So let's just actually go to ChatGPT. Okay. And here, folks, here is the little secret thing. And feel free to copy this down right now. Okay, look. Provide some limbic statements in the form of, and you literally tell the format that Ridgely just revealed. We believe dot 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 in quotes. You deserve dot 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 in quotes, and in quotes because blank 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 matters. For the following content, do this for this page copy. Now I'm going to go back to here, and I literally originally am going to go and copy this. Okay, oops, right there. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to the prompt, and I'm going to stick it in this prompt right here. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to read this copy here, and out of that, it's going to derive some limbic statements. So ready, originally, I'm going to hit the button, and we're going to see how
Oh,
good the output is. Here are some limbic messages tailored to the provided dental office copy. So here are the categories. We believe, you deserve, and because such and such matters, right? Because because your smile matters more than you know. Oh, that's a little intrigue there, Ridgely. Not just because your smile matters, it's more than you know, because now you're like, oh, wait, what's it actually saying about me? Right? Here's a restatement in a more limbic way that does cover that one roof idea. You deserve top-tier dental care that meets all your needs under one roof.
Now, let me just say something about this. Again, we're never going to get to a place where you couldn't do something to refine this, right? I
Hmm.
don't like you deserve top tier dental care that meets all your needs under one roof. I would rather it said you deserve top tier dental care under one roof. That's it.
Hmm.
That meets your all your needs is not really necessary because all you're looking to do is to get somebody to say, "That's right, I certainly do deserve that. These are my kind of people. They get me." So the that meets all your needs in this case is not really that necessary. And then on the top one, again, same thing. Now, again, this is what I do for a living, right? So for me, it's a little easier. But to give you a sense, this gets you almost all the way there. That top one, we believe everyone deserves a smile they're proud to share. I would much rather have that say, we believe everyone deserves a smile you're proud of so that it's
Nice.
all about the person, the patient, the prospect. Wow. Even though it's not even grammatically 100% correct, I don't care about the grammar. I care about the feeling. I care about somebody saying, wow, they get me here. Anyway, go ahead, Hubie.
And don't forget, in using AI, it's a very, very patient interface. You don't like these? Ask for more, but ask for more and tell you why, right? Or instruct it. So I'm going to say, give me more that are more emotional and evoke warm images and feelings in the reader. So you do that. And now in the thread of this thing, it's evolving and learning what your preferences are, right? We believe in creating a place where smiles grow brighter and hearts feel lighter.
This is
Because
way better. That second
because
one
your
is so
smile is the first gift you give to the world.
look, listen, some of these are great. You deserve a radiant smile that lights up every room you enter. What? Come on now. Are you deserve a dental experience as comforting as your favorite hug? What?
Right?
Hello? These are great.
Exactly. Now, keep in mind, okay, let's just choose one, right? You deserve a dental experience as comforting as your favorite hug. Now, imagine if that statement was in place of this. Do you see the tonal difference that this section makes?
It's dramatic. By the way, I need you to send me those, Hubert. So send me those. I'm not even kidding because I have a master template. A couple of these are really good. Uh,
Right?
like, the one you deserve care from a team that treats you like family, not just a patient. That's pretty lame. That's not that great. But some of these are fantastic because every
Yes,
laugh, every photo, every memory matters. What?
exactly.
So good.
Right? So now, don't forget though, you remember Bridgely's admonition that this needs to be you focused, then patient focused. Okay, so you come back in here, make this. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna say rewrite this copy so that it is user centric and appealing and speaking directly to the wants of a prospective dental patient.
Yeah.
Okay.
And add the term use, quote, you language.
Use you language. Good tip. Okay. I'm going to say here is the copy, and then I'm going to paste. Okay. I'm going to paste it in. So now I'm going to hit. And folks, we're doing it this way. We're showing you how you can start from scratch and put it into a prompt. In previous episodes of our mastermind, we've shown you how to actually build this in one time into an AI assistant that's trained to respond in this manner. right? But because some people here, are brand new to the concept, we're showing you how to like start from scratch with any AI interface. Now, originally, why don't you comment on the before and after of this?
Yeah, look at that. The original one is the Smileless Dentist is your local dental office in Suffolk County, Long Island, as opposed to at the Smileless Dentist, you'll find the expert care and attention you deserve right here in your Suffolk County, Long Island neighborhood. What? So different. The feeling, right? And then it goes on to say, our highly rated and expert trained dentists and dental specialists, blah, 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 all about me, versus, hello, new version. Whether you need general, cosmetic, or restorative dentistry, we're here to keep your smile healthy and beautiful. Go back to the old one. Long Island dental offices perform general dentistry, cosmetic, and restorative to keep you smiling. Versus dreaming of a smile you'd be proud to share? You've come to the right place. Our team of orthodontists, it says the same thing, so totally different in feeling. We've upgraded everything about that messaging to make that dentist more desirable, more someone that somebody lands on there and goes, wow, this feels so different than anybody I've ever dealt with. That's amazing.
Exactly. Now, I want to give like the paint a picture of how you can use this little exercise that originally and I just brought you all through, how you can like really use it to magnify your appeal as an agency or a consultant or for your services. Okay. So originally, many people in our mastermind help other companies with their messaging, okay, or marketing. We encourage people to take our concepts, go out there and, put it into your own consulting models and do that. The proof originally of, hey, Mr. Businessman, you're not using AI. Let's have a session and work together for a few minutes to see how it can help you. You do exactly this. You bring up their website, you copy a page of text, and you say, you see how this is kind of generic. Let's use AI to tweak it up. You do in AI, you use some of these prompts. There's nothing hard about using AI. What's hard is that you need to know the concepts of what you want AI to do and get the result of. So, for example, when I said that this guy here, right here, that is the magic prompt, prior to this discussion with Ridgely and I, you didn't know that limbic messaging primarily consists, the easy expression of it is we believe you deserve and because such and such matters. Once you know that and you come and you run this with a prospect originally, we've had people be very, very successful with their own agencies because of this secret formula. There's nothing hard here. It's just obscure.
Well, and you can also do it in a prospecting video by using Loom or something like Loom, where you're doing this in real time. Your face is down there. So it's a real-time exercise that you're then sending somebody to say, hey, just shot a quick 4-minute video about how I think you could improve this and such. And it may not work as a cold prospecting thing, but as a warm prospecting, if you've got any kind of connection with a lead, oh my gosh, like ducks in a barrel, man.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So I wanted to share a little bit, another share about how this really works so you can see how it applies in real time. And if you've been a part of this mastermind for a while, you know that we do stuff in real time. So this that I'm about to show you was yesterday, okay? As in one day ago. We get one of our dental clients says, hey, we've got our digital board outside. What do you think of these? What could we do to improve these? And here we go. Invisible braces, visible rules. I'll ask about Invisalign. I was like, ugh, yuck, whatever. Your comfort is our priority. Call for stress free. Okay, I'm good with that one. That's all right. It's about the patient. Feel confident, look great. Ask about natural looking dentures. Really, man? No, I don't think so. Okay. Say hello to your best smile. Start your makeover today. Not bad. I like say hello to your best smile. And finally, emergently dental care you can trust. So I got 3 out of 5, big thumbs down. 2 out of 5, okay. So I got on the phone with Hubert and we talked about it for a second. And we're not talking about a long conversation here. We're talking about, hey man, what do you think of this? Whatever, let's take a look. And so what I did is I had two screens open. I had the things on one side and the other on the other side. And I said, wait a second, what could we do to make these better? So the old one was invisible braces, visible results. Wait, it's not about the patient. Easy shift. With invisible braces, you get visible results. So simple, but so good. Such a difference, right? The second one was the can't remember what it was, but that one was the one that I thought was okay. That's the only one I didn't change. We'll leave it as is. Next one. Feel confident, look great, ask about natural looking dentures. Old. Limbic message. You deserve to feel confident and look great. Ask about natural looking dentures. So simple in the change, not huge at all, but powerful because it's now about them, which is what is so important in marketing. Old one, say hello to your best smile, start your makeover today. We're missing the word your in there. Your smile makeover. So say hello to your best smile, start your smile makeover today. Much better. I like that better. But here's a good one. This is a big one. This one. Emergency dental care you can trust. That's a statement of fact. It goes to the neocortex, the thinking brain. It doesn't go to the feeling brain that makes decisions. We shifted that to your family deserves emergency dental care you can trust. Who makes the decisions as to what dentist to go to? 80% of the time, the mom. The mom makes the decisions, the women in the household. So not only you deserve emergency dental care, this was a Hubert enhancement. Your family deserves emergency, straight to the mom, the decision maker. And of course, the response that I got was, thank you for reviewing these. We like these recommendations that will forward to Connect Marketing. As you can see, that came in 4 hours ago, right? My pleasure, always happy to help. So
Yes, excellent.
this is when you're thinking, when you start to shift your thinking around to making it all about the client, all about the prospect. And then how can we use these AI tools that are so available now to communicate to the client or the prospect? You dramatically increase your chances of making that sale, making that connection, taking your business to the next level.
Yes, for sure. Now, folks, we have taken all of these concepts that we've learned in the trenches and we've articulated it in a very simple 3-step formula. Originally, is going to bring you through it, but everything that you looked at here today is part of what we call the partner attraction formula. There's 3 steps to it. Originally, I'm going to ask you, what's the mind shift first when you start thinking about your prospects as partners, why that works, and then explain the 3 easy steps of the partner attraction formula.
So first thing is that, and this is becoming increasingly real everywhere. We're moving into a partnership economy. There's a book that was written by a dude named David Yavano, if you haven't read it, called The Partnership Economy. Pretty dense reading. I don't necessarily recommend it if you're not a person who enjoys that dense reading. Um, I confess that I read the whole thing, but it was largely a speed read type situation. I went to law school, learned how to speed read, so it was because it was really dense. But the concepts were companies that are flourishing and succeeding are learning the art of partnering with people. I call all of my clients partners, all of our clients partners. When we're in a conversation, one of the first things I do in the initial conversation with a team is I say to them, hey guys, is it okay if I refer to myself as our and part of the team? Because the way we love to do things is we feel that we're in partnership with you to help you get you to the next level. Now, the reality is we're a vendor. They're paying us money to provide a service. But when I open up with that type of verbiage, it instantly creates a little bit of a bond and a connection. And I have never, ever had anybody say no. Never. Not once in hundreds of clients, right? So now we're in that partnership conversation and we're okay. What do we do to create partnership? Well, then you bring in the formula, the partner attraction formula. Some people have said, is that like dating for business? And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. It's dating for business. We think of all of our clients as partners. We think of all of our prospects as potential partners. And when you look at it that way and you think, all I'm here to do is serve people, if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense to use our services, let me maybe make some recommendation as to where you can get those services that you need and build some karmic juju. I'm into building karmic juju. Those of you who don't know, I've been a Buddhist for a very long time. I'm into the karma thing, right? Building karma, making deposits into the bank of service, returns output into the bank that you need, into your account. Just saying. So the partner attraction formula has three pieces. Number one, lead with a limbic message that causes that emotional connection with you. Like we said, we believes, you deserve, and because something matters. Those are three formats. There are others, but those are the simple ones, right? Number two, make the copy about them. Nobody cares about you if you're in the business of providing a service or a product. What they care about is what can your service or product do for them? That's all. It's natural. It's not a bad thing. It's just a reality. I don't, when I go to get a service from my dentist, for example, my own dentist, I don't really care about. I mean, he's a nice guy and everything. I shake his hands. How you doing? How's your golf game? Whatever. But at the end of the day, how are my teeth, bro? That's all I care about, right? So I'm walking in there for teeth, right? Walking out with a smile. Okay, good. So make it about them. Remember the three top rules of marketing. It's all about them. It's all about them. It's all about them. Those are the top three rules. If you remember that, you're great. So make the copy about them. And then the third piece to the formula, make it clear to people how they can partner with you. In other words, give them a clear call to action. What do they need to do next to sign up for your newsletter, join your tribe, buy your service, have a call with you, get an appointment, complimentary consultation, whatever it may be? If you do those three things, limbic messaging, you-centric copy that's all about them, and clear calls to action, you are so far ahead of everybody else. So far. It's like you are light years ahead of your competition because they're not doing it and they're not connecting with people and they're coming across as a commodity. There's no need to do that, especially not with the AI tools that we have that you can use.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent recap of the whole thing originally. And you know what? That's the secret sauce, and we just gave it away right there. There you go, folks.
All right. So, first of all, Mike Paul got a joke for you, Hubert. Why did the dentist become a musician?
Ah, why originally?
Because they knew the drill and had perfect flossy timing. All right. So before we go to Hubert's final jokes, remind everybody, especially in December, it seems like appropriate that the best Mind Types After Dark would be the December version, Hubie. I mean, it really is dark across most of the country. Next Thursday, the 12th of December, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. It's dark almost everywhere. I mean, that will be our next mastermind call. Again, 5 o'clock uh, Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, next Thursday, the 12th. Bring your eggnog,
Exactly.
bring your mead, bring whatever you want. We encourage everybody to bring your favorite beverage, even if that's, tea, that's fine, whatever you want. But we have a lot of fun on Mind Types After Dark. We do it once a month. So next Thursday at 8 Eastern is Mind Types After Dark. We look forward to seeing all of you there. And yeah,
Yes,
have
and originally as a seasonal gift, ordinarily, we only have this one open house, but the next one, I'm going to issue a full invitation with the Zoom link for everybody as well on that one. So that'll be a great way to end the year.
perfect. Love that idea. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. That's it. I
Okay,
don't know.
originally,
No,
I have something to say. I have a question actually originally. Originally,
I,
what's orange and sounds like a parrot?
I have no idea.
A carrot. And speaking of carrots, originally, because it snowed the other night up here. It didn't stick, but it snowed. What did one snowman say to the other snowman?
What?
Smells like carrots.
We have to put up with this too, guys. I'm sorry. It only takes a few seconds
I
every
crack
day.
myself up.
He cracks his own self up. All
Yes.
right, people.
Okay.
Love you
Thank you,
all.
everybody, for the kind comments. Kate said, thank you both for these pearls of wisdom and the extra treat. So thank you for attending.
All right, guys. See you later. Thanks so much. Ciao for now.